Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the final season finale of season 2 of The Den with me, Bboy Volk. Bboy Volk. So today we're gonna put all of the power foundations we've been learning this whole season, and we're gonna do some combos. Okay. So today I'm gonna teach you how to do a flare, mill, flare 90 combo. In hindsight, theoretically, this isn't as bad as learning the other moves. Okay. Once again, it's just frustrating. The biggest frustration is, I want to say, people's length of legs or their height. Sometimes taller B-boys will have more trouble doing some of these moves compared to shorter B-boys. Size differences too. So go at your own speed and tackle these challenges at your leisure. But make sure to tackle them because you can definitely do it. So for these moves, I want you guys to have a flare, a windmill, and at least a pirouette. You don't need to have a 90. Pirouette is fine. So the first thing we should do is flare mill. Okay? I'm not going to repeat some of the things I've taught before. If you're that curious, you shouldn't be curious. You should know these things already. Why are you watching this video if you don't know how to do a coin drop or a flare or a mill? Go watch those other videos! So the first thing we're going to do is flare, and then we're going to do like a coin drop fall down to your back. We talked about this in the flare video a little bit, okay? This helps with opening your legs up and continuing for flares, okay? So if you're having trouble with doing multiple flares, do flare mill, and then it should help open up your legs in the back. If you remember, for flare mill, we're here, right now I'm in a flare, I'm in the back. I'm here, I'm twisting my lower body, and I'm moving. So you see, my shoulder is twisting and going to the floor, and I'm going back to here. And then from here, you want to roll to a turtle, to here, and from there we're going to flare again. So I recommend you practice these maneuvers. So from here, right, we're going to go to this position. We're going to lift our legs, hands coming down here, and we're going to aim to go to our shoulder and our back on the floor. Like that. Doing it from this angle. Like that. And we want to be able to do a flare from turtle. Okay, so we're going to do a turtle. We're going to wind up a little bit, head on the floor, and then everything picks up to open up, and you're going to swing your legs out. We're going to go from here, and like this. I'm going to wind up a little bit, head on the floor, and then everything picks up, and I'm going to flare. Not the turtle. It's okay if it's sloppy. Not the point of being clean right now. The point is to just get your body to do those motions so you get used to it. Alright, let's do it one more time. Should be able to do 3 flares from a turtle, no problem. You can do stuff like placing your feet down to kind of like walk out the move first and then try it. All up to you. Alright, here we go. So we're going to go flare to our back, to turtle, back to flare. Okay? Do it one more time. Okay? So if you saw there, I didn't full on go for the full turtle. I went on the back, spun, went over, back to flare. I had to do the flare at the end there, but you guys got the idea. Right, so let's put the full thing into motion. So now we're going to do the full thing. When you get a turtle, flare back up. And then after that, I'm going to talk about another way you can do flare mill that just looks a little bit nicer. Alright, so here we go. The reason why that looked a little bit shaky is because I was trying not to use my head there. However, if you remember from the windmill tutorial, you have to use your head for windmills. So you have to use your head for windmill up. I'm now going to talk about doing KYS Flare Mills, or KYS is Kim Young-soon, I think. That's the end. That's his name. And this is the way he does his flare mill. The biggest thing about a KYS flare mill is the fold with your legs. But this whole, that motion, okay? So you can practice just being on the floor. My head's on the floor. Up, down, up, down, up. With this motion, you should be able to go to a turtle. Up, to turtle. Okay? So now we're going to do a flare to a backspin, except we're going to use our legs to pump up to a turtle. Okay? Here we go. So it should be a little bit more faster. I stall a little bit on the backspin. Has to be a little bit faster to get up. But once you're in that position, you're able to whip up again. The last thing to remember is to hold your body for a second before you let go, so your body has time to come around. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna try it again. Needs a little bit of work. But if you notice, I'm folding, stop, flare, fold, stop, flare. Okay? So work on that motion for flare mill. Last thing to cover, flare 90. So with flare 90, it's very important to leave space for your hips to come up, and we're really emphasizing this kick up to our face. Okay, so the goal now is to do a flare to handstand. Alright? Okay? After that, handstand, walk in a circle. I noticed this, I don't know if you noticed this, my left leg was not really moving that much. So to fix that problem, I have to pull my left leg more, use more of my legs in motion. The biggest thing to remember when going from 90 to flare is doing an extra little tap with your hands. Okay? So when we're up here and I want to go to flare, it's hard for me to just swing down. But if I spin a little bit, place this hand down, and then I utilize the motion to go down, makes it a lot easier. Yep, it does. So that little extra hand placement helps a lot. So if you're having trouble with flare, 90 flare, flare, up to handstand, walk, 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 hand, 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 go back to flare. And then repeat the process. The most difficult part of this combo, I think, is going from down to up. Doing moves that going from the top to the bottom, like doing a flare 90 to mill, back to flare, bringing back up. That's really difficult. But going down isn't so bad. So let's try it again. No 90 because I'm not spinning today, so I don't know why. So we're just gonna do a pirouette, flare, mill, back to flare. Alright, here we go. Whew! A little sloppy, but not so choppy. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Den. This is the end of season 2, and by this point, you should have a good foundation of breaking and a good foundation of power, and maybe a little bit of tricks too under your belt. I plan to do a season 3. In the season 3, I want to work on air flares, elbow air flares, shoulder halos, elbow spins, and shoulder spins. But currently, that part of my arsenal isn't like too pretty to look at right now. Because if you've been watching, I've been out of the game for a little bit, so I'm going back to it. I mean, you can check now the past like 2 episodes. You know, legs aren't that straight, a little sloppy. Here, a bunch of this. So I kind of want to fix it up a little bit before I release my thoughts on how to do those moves. And besides, you guys, I made like 20 videos for you guys to work on. Go work on those moves. Save Airflare for after winter. Yeah. Season 3, look forward to probably after the winter season. Maybe closer to like April, around that time. Maybe a little earlier than April. Yeah, and then during the winter break, I'm going to, or during like the winter season shut-in, I'm going to be snowboarding, so I'm going to be working on that and practicing that, but I'm also going to be keeping a close eye on my dancing as well. I'm going to try to work on those air flares, all those moves I talked about, so I can learn them better, so you guys can learn them better. And the last thing I want to do, or 2 things I want to do, is release B-Boy compilations again of like older B-Boys and newer B-Boys. To music, I want to do that. Yeah, and the last thing, if you're interested in private lessons or you want to support me, links will be down below. My email is also down there. Honestly, like if my website and stuff isn't up, which is like normal for me, it takes a while for me to do anything. But my email is always up, so if you're interested in maybe like a Zoom practice, or if you want to just like send me like $2 and send me a clip of you dancing, I can like, you know, spend some time to look at it. So guys, thank you once again for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, a beautiful night, a good evening, and keep practicing, keep climbing, keep flying. I'll see you in the next season. Goodbye. I missed.